Isn't this exciting? I am so thrilled to be back. I mean, back, not up and down, intermittent, moving, and all the stuff. Oh, kiddies, you can't imagine what the stuff has been like this last few weeks, although I've been banging on about it a few times. But anyway, my darlings, here we are, and I'm shuffling the cards as we speak. I've had so much in downloads. I went to bed one night, a couple of nights ago, and oh, Lordy. Um, I got into bed and then I went off to sleep as I normally do straight away, pretty much. And anyway, then I woke up. Oh, and there's stuff. Oh my God, there was so much stuff coming in. Ugh, it was, you know, bloody blowing my mind. And I'll try and give you what was coming, what the essence of it all, anyway. And a bit of news. Well, I'm back anyway. I'm back for weekly, not a couple of weeks, and then but each week. So that's fabulous. I'm feeling back in the land of the living. Thank you to those gorgeous people who sent me well wishes and sent me hugs and sent me love and blessings and thank you so much. All of that helped me get through a very trying and difficult time, which kept on and was still going at Christmas time. But I made some good, not necessarily New Year resolutions, because I'm not a great believer in New Year's resolutions, darlings. I just think that and I've done it myself over the years, made New Year resolutions, said I'm going to do this and I'm going to, all the rest of the nonsense, and then bloody well don't do it, and it all fades, and I think to myself I can't even remember half the time what it was that I was banging on about. So I didn't do that this year, but I did make a list and say to myself, how do I want to live and what are the things that, how do I want all this to be? Because last year, for a lot of us, and for me included, as you know, was very trying. But look, it's like I said to someone recently when I was talking to them, your troubles and your issues, health issues, whatever they are, all those things can't define you. You look, you can either focus on all that stuff and put all the doctor's appointments on your calendar and look forward to them. My eyes glazing over, darlings, when I say it, because I feel like they are. um I know some people who live like that. Oh, God help me, and I mean it. I It's just pathetic. It's just horrible. So I can't live like that. I had the operation a year ago on my knee, and the other bloody knee is now sore. But I'll be buggered if I'm going to go off and have another operation. I'm going to have another knee replacement because I'm not. It's excruciating. It's horrible. It was very traumatic for me, and I'm just not going to do it. But there's lots of other really good stuff happening in the world around stem cell and all sorts of things, and so I'll be pursuing what's going on, what's happening, and what's available. What else is there other than chopping your knee out and putting in a titanium knee, which I've got. Um, oh God, I'm sure that some of these, um, sure some of these ETs or extraterrestrials that are out there are looking on, going, oh, this is barbaric. And it is barbaric, darlings, it is. Anyway, we're not going to harp on that, but I went through that and I'm not going to do it again. So I am, struggling a bit with the other knee because it's incredibly sore and painful and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, get on with it, Wallis. That doesn't define me. I'm not my bloody knees. I'm me. I'm the sum total of a whole bunch of stuff. Straighten that picture up because that's annoying me looking across there and seeing a picture all wonky. Um, I digress, as I do, and as you know, I do. Um, but anyway, onwards and upwards. I've got all these wonderful plans. Now, let you in on something I'm going to be starting and doing in February. I think, hopefully, cross fingers, I'll have it organised enough to launch it right at the beginning of February. And I'm not sure exactly what day it'll be yet. Perhaps it'll come out on a weekend or whatever, as this one has been doing. Maybe the other one will too. Or maybe it'll be, middle of the week. I haven't sorted that yet, the day it'll come out. But I'm starting up a new podcast that will be on the Bold Not Old channels. So it'll be on this channel and you'll be able to choose it. And it's called Soul Wisdom, and it's interviews, soul wisdom conversations with Wallis. So if you're out there and you're on my list of people who are, tuning in every week, and your comments below, please. If you're, a tarot reader, Tim, I'm targeting you, darling. So if you watch this, Wallis has already targeted you for it. But if you're a tarot reader, if you're Mandy, Chrissy, um, another gorgeous lady I did a reading for who lives in Boise, I think, Idaho, who's a tarot reader. I want to interview all of you people. I want to do an interview with you, and we can chat about what you're doing, how you're doing it, because one of my downloads during the week, and I was already on this, Spirit had already given it to me to do, and I kept going, oh, do I need more on my plate? And because I've got a bit of other stuff going on behind the scenes. But anyway, I said, yes, I would do it. I'll do this podcast. It'll have a new banner. It'll look a bit different, but it's still under the Bold Not Old banner. And I'm hoping to get out this year. I'm even thinking maybe I would like a little trip. I banged on about that last year, didn't I? But I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little trip and a visit with some people. So I'm thinking maybe, I might do that this year. In fact, it's cheaper to fly around the world. It's a lot bloody harder from where we are, but it's cheaper to fly around the world than it is just to go either to London or to go to the US. So maybe my lovely wife and I will take a trip and do we haven't had a holiday, so maybe we'll do a bit of a trip and I can do, some catch up with people and maybe do some coffee shop readings or something. Oh, it's buzzing around. Comments, please, please, please give Wallis comments and suggestions. And I welcome all of that. I welcome your help. I welcome your input, because when I get your input, it sets off, other things for me and sets off what Spirit is sending me. So that's part of it. And I think it's a good thing for us to realise, darlings, that when we're unsure of things and we go, oh, I don't know whether, I'm thinking that up or whether Spirit is sending it or whatever, it's not, none of that is relevant. Don't go there. That's a human thinking thing. Don't go there, because if it drops into your mind, it's Spirit. If it drops in and it's just there and you go, what the, where the, oh, am I mad? What am I thinking about? That's Spirit talking to you. So listen up when that happens, because and it's okay, you don't have to accept everything that goes on. You can you can be you can want confirmation. You can turn around and go, well, could you give me two other signs for that? Could you give me some more confirmation for that? I'm still not sure. So ask for it, will you? Ask, if you're in that position, ask. So, okay, all right. Again, I digress. But back to, so that'll be starting beginning of February. So it's going to be great. I'm going to love it. Oh, it's going to be great. I love chatting with people. I love talking to you all. And so if you've got ideas, if you've got something that you do, put it in the comments, let me know. You know, personal message me, send something through to Wallis at boldnotold.com.au if you want to. But you know, make comments on the feed. If you're not already subscribing, please subscribe. I'm doing a bit of shameless self-promotion here because this year we already reached our 5,000. Thank you to all of you beautiful, beautiful, wonderful people who subscribe. Now the goal is to get to 10. Got to have a goal. So let's get to 10,000 subscribers and more. Okay. Oh, got so much to talk to you, so much to tell you that came about the predictions and things. And people might say, okay, I'm going to leave that out. Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to leave it out because it just flew out, but I'm going to leave it out in relation to the reading that I'm going to do. So the thing that I do want to say, though, is some of the things that were coming. So here's some of the predictions for 2025. I've called this Predictions 2025 America's Brain Fart. Is that a bit rude? Oh, she's very irreverent, this woman. Well, they have had a brain fart, haven't they? Sorry, darlings, but you have. Not all of you, of course you haven't. There's a whole lot of you who haven't. But there's a good many of you have, which is a bit sad. So America's had a brain fart. It doesn't know whether it's coming or going or what it's bloody doing. It doesn't know whether it's, I'm not going to swear, doesn't know its bum from its head. It doesn't know where it's going. And that's because the person who's going to now be leading it doesn't know where he's going. God help him. Anyway, he's the orange monster. He's had a brain fart and he continues to have them. And he's not a well man. And I've said it before and we're going to say it again. And I'm going to go for this because it was what was given to me. At some time, there's going to be either an impeachment or his own party are going to get together and do whatever they do that they can do within their own party, and they're going to get rid of him at some time in maybe the next 12 months. That's going to happen because he's not well. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He's a very, very unwell man. And I'm absolutely astounded that that the powers that be over there haven't insisted that somebody who's going to take office, the highest office in the land, isn't or hasn't had, a full medical for his mental capacity, given that they've been banging on about this bloke's capacity for quite some time. So I'm amazed that that has not been an issue. They've made an issue of the 14th Amendment. They've made an issue of a whole bunch of other things, but they haven't actually stood their ground and said, no, mate, you can't take office, and not one of your people who you pay off and then give a job to, but, a bipartisan, a group of medical people who can do the job properly and assess his capability. It's very obvious to me, but anyway, that's one of the things that's been coming for the predictions for 2025. I think you've got lots of bushfires going on at the moment, and they're fairly horrendous, and we living in Australia know all about what that is. The last big one, we lost 1 billion species and things. It was awful. It was a biggie, and we've had a biggie going on recently in the Grampians in South Australia, but that's calmed down now. Or Victoria, it's right on near the border. I think my geography is right of my own country. But what I'm seeing and what I'm told, what they told me, is that there's going to be a lot of floods. There's going to be a lot of flooding in the US as it cleanses. There has to be, they've told me there has to be a cleansing of everything has to take place. So, and that was a bit, I could see all these big floods. I thought, oh, is that right? Just go with what I get. Don't keep questioning. But yes, I think that there's going to be a big cleansing taking place, and it has to. And we're in the age of Aquarius, which is water. Water is cleansing, it's connected to the heart. So if we look at what's been going on in America around the head, all of those billionaires and all that are all frightened. That's what I got. They told me that they're living in enormous fear. The billionaires and all these people are living in enormous fear. Zuckerberg and all of his nonsense that he's just done recently, gone totally against his own values. They're all scared. They're very, very scared. They're scared of losing their money. They're scared of losing their status. They're scared because they don't know where they're going. And of course, they're panicking, and in their panic, they're hooking their, wagon to the lunatic, and it's not all very nice. But I'm going to tell you how to handle it. I'm going to tell you how to work with it. I'll stop shuffling because I've gotten into talking about what things that they were giving me that other morning. So there's going to be floods in America. To cleanse. There's going to be lots of water, lots of flooding. The other thing that's happening in the world, and this will affect America, it's around the whole thing, him talking about, taking the Panama and, taking Greenland and walking over top of people. He thinks that he's bulletproof. He's not. And that's all nonsense. The media can go and bang on about all that. When things belong to other people, that's, you can't just walk in and take it. That's a load of rubbish. But he likes to think he is. He thinks he's bulletproof and he can have what he wants. He's a felon, isn't he? He's a criminal. I mean, the man's a criminal. He shouldn't be president of the United States, but we've all said it. We know it. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre situation. So the other thing that's going to happen is that all of the other leaders in the world, and certainly Europe, but all the leaders in the world are working now behind the scenes, they're telling me. They're working behind the scenes on forging and creating new alliances so that America will no longer be relied upon as the world's police person, watching over everything and wielding its power to, keep things in check and help those that, are more, can be trodden on more easily. That's not going to continue, they're telling me. That is absolutely not going to continue. The other leaders in the world, all the leaders, and I suspect that's going to happen here in Australia as well, are forging new relationships and new ways to do things. So there's going to be, in 2025, there's going to be a whole lot of different, things taking place in the world around, other countries. So you're going to see that. And you're already seeing those other countries, arc their back at the way in which he speaks about what he's going to take from them and who he thinks he is. Not going to have kids, no darlings. The other countries aren't going to allow all that shit. So that's not going to happen. Okay, the other thing that they were giving me is that this is we're going to see in the next 5 years, and it's going to happen from now on. So from 25, we're in 25, from now onwards, we're going to see a huge shift in media. We're going to see a huge shift. I think, what was I getting from it all? Facebook would become obsolete. Twitter will become eventually obsolete, or they'll become, there'll be Fox News, Twitter, Facebook. People will wake up and leave those platforms because they'll be searching for other new and more open and allowing platforms for communication, and not full of all the rubbish and the warmongering and all the nonsense and the stuff that goes on. So that's going to happen. There's going to be big change in media, a big change in the way in which we communicate to one another. And people in this next 5 years, you're going to see the areas like this, our channels, my channel, and many, many other light beings, many other, bringers of the light, as I call them, people who are sharing a different and more open and a better understanding of our human relations and our spirituality. They're going to grow exponentially. They're telling me they're going to be huge, massive, huge. You think they're big now? Bigger, bigger. And you're going to see, people like, what's his name, Rogan, or whatever his name is. You're going to see a lot of those platforms. They're all going to be, it's almost like draw a line. There'll be this nonsense over here for people who are still wanting to participate in all that nonsense. And that's going to become less and less, they're telling me. There'll be less and less people hoodwinked and less people listening to and wanting to feed on, because in our own way, darlings, we feed on this stuff. It's a feeding frenzy at times. We can't get enough of it. And that's how it's been in the past with the lunatic. It's been a feeding frenzy on all of his nonsense. And, even though we're looking on in horror, and I've done it myself, we're looking on in horror and we're looking on in total disbelief. We're looking on going, what the? We still can't help ourselves. It's like we're wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and we can't take our eyes off it. Well, we have to. So we want to be taking our eyes off it. We want to be focusing on and looking at and co-creating with one another and developing new alliances and new things. That's what's happening in the world on a leadership basis, they're telling me, but it's also going to be happening personally. Technology is growing at a rate that we can't even get our heads around. There will be alternative currencies and things, they're telling me. We won't have. And the Pleiades many years ago said that as well, mega years ago, in the days of Barbara Marciniak, I think it was, and some others. I might be quoting wrongly there about Barbara, but I think in her times when she was writing, and others were talking about channeling from the Pleiades, and it was all about alternative, money and, economies and things like that. They're telling me that is so. So we will see those. Keep your eye on those things. Watch those things. Don't do anything that doesn't fit. with you at this point of time, and that may change at some time. You may look at something today and go, can't get my head around it, it doesn't fit, don't want to know about it, but down the line you might change your mind about that. So just watch those things, keep an eye on those things, and you're going to see, though, more of that, because I think that whole area has gotten hold, and people want more of it, and people want more power in their own hands. And as that happens and comes about, we'll see more of that. So that's for technology. We're seekers. We're in the seeking stage. They're telling me we're not some of us are the source, and most are seekers, if that makes sense. So most people are seeking, hence the massive growth that's going to be occurring in the area of spirituality, spiritual, medicine, in the area of all medicine and all those areas. There's going to be more alternative therapies. There's going to be more understandings. There's going to be more cooperation. Normally those things take a lot of years to seed themselves into a more mainstream area, but that's going to escalate. They're telling me that's quickening. There's a quickening that's happening. So in this quickening, where our understanding and our acceptance and our need to grasp it all more quickly and integrate it is in this quickening. Does that all make sense? That's what they're giving me, love. I'm just sharing it. But sometimes I think, what am I talking about? What else did they give me? They certainly gave me this. They want you. They said to me, we want you to share with people and with everyone to take care of, focus on. They want you to be focusing on your own life, your goals, your dreams. You came, they told me to remind you, you came as a creative soul, as a creative being. You came from creation, embedded with creation. Create is what they're telling me. They said, tell them they came fully equipped to create, and they want you to create. So I'm giving you what they gave me, darlings. So I want you to do that. Okay, now I'm going to do this reading because I want to do this reading. I want to do this reading around the lunatic, and it's really, really difficult. And you've got to sort of, I've got to go, is it true or what's that about? I still can't see him taking office. I don't know what that is. I just can't get the feel of it. I can't get myself there on it. I just feel there's a huge blockage, and I want to look at that. There's a huge blockage around him taking office, the inauguration, him taking office. There's a big block around that. What's going on with that? Okay, the card that came out, I told you was Ten of Pentacles. We'll read that in a minute. But I'm just, what's going on around? Oh, there's another one. Strength card. Let's take a look at that in a minute. But what's going on around the lunatic and him taking office? What's that about? And yes, there's something else coming there, but I'll go with that in a minute. Let me just put these out, and I can't show them to you, of course. I can't. Oh, oh, yes. Okay, all right, and I'm going to incorporate those other couple in a minute. Okay, of course. Look at this. Sorrow, sorrow, sorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Sorrow, sorrow, and this one again. Knight of Swords, swords, swords. Page of Cups. I'm going to read that for you in a minute. Knight of Wands, and the Strength card came out, and the other, Ten of Pentacles. Let me read these first, because these are very, very interesting. This was here, and this sat here. Oh no, this sat up here. Here. Okay, so, oh, trouble and strife. Gosh, golly. He's getting more worried by the day, by the way. More worried by the day. His whole mental brain fart thing is really moving on, and it's worrying him. He doesn't know what to say and do, and I think his party's going to get rid of him down the line. I think they'll get rid of him. Now, money's an issue for him. He's having a real issue with money, because lots of people have given him money to to cough up. They've given him the dough, and then they've said, okay, for the money, you'll do this, and this, and oh yes, he'll do all that. He won't. We know he won't. Idiots. I don't know why they think he will. But anyway, they've handed over the dough, and they think that he's going to give them what they want. Deep down, they know that it's precarious, but they don't know where else to go, because I told you as part of the predictions, they're all living in huge fear. My channeling and downloading said there is enormous fear. They are incredibly fearful. They don't know where to turn, so they've hooked their wagon to him. Big mistake. So he's going to be, it's going to escalate. And the reason it's all going to escalate is because he himself is going to be heartbroken. He's going to be heartbroken over the outcome, because in his mind, he thinks all this is going to run a certain way, and he thinks that it was going to run a certain way. No, they're going to turn on him. They are going to turn on him. I mean, you can't imagine how much warring and how much stuff is going on at the moment. But there's something coming, something to come out. Is that around Jack Smith and all that stuff that's going on there? Something's coming out, and it's going to be a bit of a bombshell. It's going to be a bombshell when it arrives. When will it arrive? Soon. It's going to arrive soon. Okay. Ooh. Okay. There is an enormous amount of I don't know where the hell I'm going. Pardon me, I don't know what I'm doing, and I have no idea you know, how all that's going to be. And what he's trying to do, what I'm getting from this, is what he's trying to do is he's trying to placate himself by building himself up that he's looking out over his domain. He's looking out over America. He's looking out over what he's achieved, thinking that he's, you know, he's bulletproof and he's going to, you know, but he knows that's not the case. He knows, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the surface. I'm telling you, the man knows that he's not well, and he's struggling to hold it together. He's not only struggling to hold it together for himself, he's struggling to hold it together because he's committed himself to this. He's committed himself to this whole thing that's going on, to the presidency. He's committed himself to all that. But poor little Donny's world is crumbling, and behind the scenes, it's not so good, loves. It's not so good, kiddies, and so as the rest of the world, I'm getting the world here, as the rest of the world is looking on, they're not looking at it and seeing it in the same way that they did in 2016 to 2020. They're not looking at it like that. They've learnt their lesson. They know he can't be trusted. The smart people are absolutely not hooking their wagons to him. And because they know he can't be trusted, they'd end up, you know, in the park with the dogs raising their legs on them. And that's the best way to explain it, isn't it, darlings? Yeah, the rest of the world is looking for new opportunities and new growth. And little Donny in America is looking to try and dominate. It's not going to happen. The rest of the world and many areas of the world are used to dictators. They're used to having to fight against people that have tried to dominate them over the years, and they're pretty resilient. Immigrants, I know he hates the word, but all those immigrants who have come from countries, you know, we've got them here. I've got people who have, you know, done work for us and everything. Gorgeous, wonderful, fabulous people who have made a life here and come from countries where, you know, as kids they were in war zones and, you know, not nice, really horrible stuff. And they've bought homes and they're living wonderful lives here and carving out spaces for themselves. And that's what we all need to be doing. They're telling me, carve out spaces for yourself. Okay, yeah. They're reminding me, and a couple of cards have come out here. Yeah, the Four of Swords, again, over top of all this is mental. It's a real brain fart, isn't it? I mean, I said that as a topic. It just came into my head and I thought, ooh, should I say that? Yes, and all this swords and all this head stuff says that. But I don't want you to get into that. Remember, I told you, I want to remind you before I go, the magician's here, as above, so below. So whatever's going on is happening in the heavens. It's happening in the universe. It's happening on a universal scale of our spiritualness and our humanity and the growth that's taking place to move us from the space we're in now to a greater, a better and greater space. And we're in that period. So Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. If you're thinking this is the year of co-creation, if you have been thinking about having a go at something, wanting to have a go at something, wanting to do things, wanting to try something, not sure about how to do it, which way to go, whatever, that don't worry about those things. Those things can be taken care of. I've got a little idea coming up to introduce into my show for that. But I want you to have a go. Okay, I want, everybody is different. Everybody has a different way of telling things. Everybody has a different way of saying things. I only made this comment to somebody this morning I was chatting with. I said, look, I might hear things. I might hear things dozens of times, or over the years, I remember I've heard things and I've heard them over and over and over and over. And then one day I hear them and it all just falls into place and makes sense. So you've got to hear it a lot of different times in lots of different ways. So I want you, if you're thinking about doing something, I want you to do it. Okay, I want you to do it. Now, I just want to pull a card for us beautiful people. I want to pull a card for us, okay? I want to pull a card for you specifically. So I'm going to pull it out of this beautiful Sacred Forest Oracles, which are Denise Lynn's work. Love Denise. She's a beautiful person, beautiful being, wonderful, wonderful lady. If you don't know about her, Google her, Denise Lynn, Linn, and she's got a wonderful story about her life. And she came from, she was shot when she was out one day. Oh, anyway, I won't go into that. Read her story. She's beautiful. And I have actually spoken with her a number of times, and she's got my soul wisdom cards on her shelf. I'll just share that with you. But just something. I think it's quite wonderful and lovely. So I'm going to pull one card from Denise's pack. I'm going to just pull it out of here. I'm going to pull it up here, and it's a card for you, beautiful people. And it's the card here, Aspen Spirit, Courage, Courage, Courage. And we were just talking about that, weren't we? So that's not surprising that that comes out. Love, love, love it. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. I won't read from the book for it, but I'm going to give you what I get off it. And what it says is that courage. You need to show courage. You need to be courageous in your own life. You need to be courageous in the things that you're doing. And you need to have the courage to step out and follow your dreams and goals and your convictions. You need to do that for you. Thank you. Don't talk with lots of other people about it. Don't get lots of opinions. I've told you before, opinions are like bums. Everybody's got one. Don't listen to all the opinions. Just go out, take a step, show spirit that you're serious about what you want to do, and you'll get the help that you need. That's it from me. I love you. And I will see you next week. I'm back, darlings. I am back. Back on deck, back on doing things. I'm all go. And I might be coming your way this year, but I'm all go. Love, love. Mwah. And I give you lots of hugs. Gonna need a bit of strength, darling, for the year. You're gonna need it, darlings, but we've all got it, haven't we? We've all got it. We came with it, and we can do this. See you next week on Wednesdays with Wallis, Psychic Medium. Don't forget to subscribe and comments, because some of you guys are going to be on my show, some of you blokes. It's going to be great. Yep. Talk soon. Bye for now.